Good evening, people. Good evening. It's time. Are you ready? It's the breakdown. Yes, people. Yes, people. No. That's not right. Hold on. That's better. Let me put you on the same level as
Bro,
me.
I was vibing
I'm
to
at
your
school out here.
music, bro.
To
Vibes.
be fair, I called out Tony because imagine he's put Bella in as the first clip of my video, bro. I'm vexed as captain as well.
Oh
Come,
man,
nah. Silver Fox has
disrespect.
got to change that. He's got one more week, or I'm putting him in timeout. I'm telling you. What are you
Nah,
saying
he's
though,
got it.
Nigerian? You bless.
Nah, good man, good man. Done a couple
Busy,
streams already today, so boy, I'm ready to go with this football matter. Oh
decent,
yeah, now.
decent, decent. So just want to say, first of all, we're really sorry, guys. We scheduled the show for the wrong time. That was my fault. Nigerian gave me a time he was available, but I was taking it as UK time, but he's talking Niger time. So it all got a bit confused from there. He's just come off a stream. He's just jumped on. Even for me, getting all these stills together, these images and videos, it takes a long time. So appreciate you guys being in the comments early. We're gonna run through some of the comments because they had me busting up the place. To be fair, Nigerian Englishman's son,
Big
you're
up,
in. He's
us.
in here early, boy. He was in here early
My
today.
guy.
Cannon FC, big up yourself. Gunner King was up in here as well. Um, Gunner King's asking where his son is at. So, um, let me see what else is going on. Nigerian, your son, he's faced it, He said I was playing Football Manager 22. He knows me too well. He knows me too well. We got Silver Fox
He's
in it.
on to you.
And yeah, your son again. At this point, we might as well just start gunning King's Court and do the breakdown tomorrow. Yeah, he's on to me, boy. So Nigerian
He's
Englishman son, I appreciate you being in the
I
comments,
got.
bruv. And
Don't worry, I'll get on to him, man. Don't worry. This
yeah,
is
it's
been a
all good.
later.
It's all good. But guys, thank you for being in the comments. Thank you for, biding with us. We are going to kick off the show. Yeah, it was a good one. Arsenal obviously winning 3-0. Big improvement of the football played. So I know you caught a bit of last week's show, but we spoke a lot on Granit Xhaka, positional sense, where he was positioned, how he was moving, the negativity. Um, the question was answered: is it Xhaka or is it Arteta? I think Canos and Jordan were saying they think it's more Arteta system, and I would say that I think it was more Xhaka how he plays naturally. He likes to drop into that left-hand side pocket, and we build from there. Whereas when we went through heat maps, we had Sambi Lokongas, we had El Nene when he played there against United, we had Maitland Niles, and all of them were a bit higher. And Xhaka's was the deepest one. And I said, I don't think that's Arteta. I think that's him as a player. He likes to pick up that space and play. So watching the game again, as I do, I thought, let me have a look at that and see if that makes any difference. See if he played higher. I noticed personally watching the game live, I thought, yeah, he was actually a bit higher. When I watched it
Yeah.
back, there definitely was a change in his philosophy, and it led to some good things. So we're going to get straight into that. And yeah, we're going to see if Arteta watches the show or not. So let's
He
do
needs
it.
to be, right?
Yeah, he needs to. He
He's a
needs to.
bit
We get
slack
into
of
it.
late. He used to watch it, but he's been a bit slack of late, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
man.
So I'm hoping he pops up in today. But yeah, we're gonna get into it now. Let me share this screen here. So we're gonna bring up. Bear with me 1 second. And it's all new as well now. You might like how it's looking. It's looking different. So this is against Everton the week before.
Oi, graphics on that.
Yeah, yeah. You see it here. So you see he picks up this pocket here, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It moves on to Partey. It transitions back to Gabriel, and this is what we saw a lot of Xhaka in this space here. He drops into this left hand, like a left back pocket, and I was moaning about it because I'm saying, why is he not getting and play where the referee is? Let's go and play higher up
Mm-hmm.
the pitch. Because what that was doing, Lacazette was then coming into that pocket, and we were keeping ball, whatever, but it wasn't progressive. Um, Big difference. Oh, I've gone too far. So again, he's in the same kind of position here.
Uh-huh.
You see Partey's next to him. Partey drops a bit, but this is the square. This is where Xhaka normally likes to get onto the ball, just here. But yes, Saturday's game, he wasn't dropping in there as much. You see him still here. And we move on to the last slide. He stays in this pocket. Now I'm going to move it forward at the difference this has. So Lacazette gets on the ball, drops it to Odegaard. Xhaka now gets on the ball here. It moves to Gabriel. So you remember that square earlier where I say Xhaka normally sits in there? Gabriel's able to bring it out there. Now look where Xhaka is. So he's bypassed the press. And again, if we look at this slide, look where he is. And we move it forward. Look where he is now. So just from that alone, you can see the intent. And the difference that will make. Now I'm gonna move to a video. We're gonna do it a bit different.
So
this
wait,
time.
so you were saying beforehand it was Arteta's, Xhaka's style of play. So do you think he's changed it, or is it Arteta got in his ear?
I think this is definitely coaching. I think they've definitely looked at it and said, you need to get out of that space, play higher up, leave that for Gabriel, and you go and play higher up the pitch. So almost, and again, it might not be Xhaka. We all speak, but he doesn't like getting pressed. So that's why I think he sits in that pocket. Also, I think it's a bit of protection for Tierney to say, right, you bomb on and I'll sit in there. But I think there's an element of actually, Xhaka, you do your job and let Tierney do his job and let Gabriel do his job. Like, stop worrying about protecting and let's get higher at the pitch. And what you're going to see now is a direct kind of not even a consequence, a direct positive of him moving up the pitch. Let's putting the video up. So look where this is, that same movement. Look where Xhaka is, and that's where we end up. So by him playing higher up the pitch, we'll play it again. So he's involved. He hasn't really touched the ball in that whole passage of play.
Yeah.
But he started high, which is
high up the pitch. Yeah.
It's forced Southampton back. So we'll show the video again just so you can all see it. Look at the space that now leaves Partey because he's higher. So it's made Ward-Prowse and the other centre midfielder drop a bit deeper because he's engaged in that higher space.
Now,
yeah, and they had to drop deeper. Whereas before it was very easy to then say, actually, we're sitting here. Once it goes into the back line, we're now squeezed on as a team. So yeah, I definitely feel that's something we picked up on last week, and that had been adjusted. So would you again? For me, I'd much rather see. I'm not saying Xhaka's an attacking player, but any midfielder should be able to break them lines and play up there. So do you see anything else in that, or are you kind of on the agreement it's coaching?
I definitely think it's coaching, because if you look at the Everton game and how exposed Partey looked in the middle of the park, like whenever he had the ball, it looked like it was just him, and he was as soon as someone presses him, he messed up, gave the ball away, or did a bad pass. Whereas in this situation, I believe he has more protection.
Yeah,
and Xhaka, if he makes a mistake, it's higher up the pitch than when he usually makes it in that hole and we can see the goal or something. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's always better for me, man.
Trust me. And again, this isn't going to come off as slanderous, hopefully, because actually I feel these little differences made a massive difference in the game. So as you said, that area there again, it was a great little ball by Odegaard, which almost got Martinelli in. And then things make a big difference. So we're going to move on to the next one. Sorry, let me find my slides. Here we go. So we're going to move on to the next slide. And we spoke about where we win the ball and pressing high up. So this is the image at the top here. Tomiyasu, you can't see in the picture right now, but he delivers the cross. Everton win the header. Doucouré picks the ball up, and he's too far away. So Doucouré's under no pressure. And you'll see Gordon here. He then runs off Doucouré. Doucouré feeds him, and off they go. And that's where Xhaka got the yellow card. If you remember, he got the yellow card, and then that stopped him from making a tackle in the second half, which led to Everton's second goal. Because he went to press. He was too far away again, went to press, and couldn't get there. They knocked it around him, and off they went. And that's when Demarai Gray scored the winner. So if you now look at the bottom, he's naturally a bit higher. It's not much higher, but it's that little bit higher where he can impact the ball there. And this is again a Tomiyasu cross, and he's in a higher position. And again, if you look at the line of engagement, obviously Southampton aren't as deep here, but look how close he is to Lacazette and Martinelli. So even if Lacazette doesn't win the ball there, he's now ready to step in. And again, we're going to move on because again, if you'd like to do everything in context, let's move on to a video clip. So again, And again, I'm going to move that on again a bit later, but we'll watch it again. Xhaka's positioning. So for you, the importance of sustaining pressure, do you feel that's vital? He's in them positions there?
100%. 100%. Like,
Mm.
Xhaka being further ahead makes me more excited. That's
Yeah,
that's that's how I look at it. Like him getting asked to do like the defensive work. I get nervous because he's not, for me. He's not a DM, or he's someone that likes too much time on the ball, and he's less exposed in those situations there, and it gives us more cover a lot further up the pitch.
yeah.
In fact, to be honest, I don't like him in the team anyway. But if he's gonna play, let him be playing like he was playing, like in terms of how high up he was in the pitch at
Yeah,
Southampton versus how he was playing at Everton, man, personally.
yeah. No, I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, and for me, it just signaled a bit of intent. Um, Again, it's that sustained pressure. Southampton at that point couldn't get out because um, we just boxed them in every time they cleared the ball. One of the midfielders was there to pick up the second ball, and we started playing again. What was critical for that one? I'm going to show you another video. So Xhaka wins that ball high up. He goes back to the back line, um, and where I say about leaving Gabriel the space, what he would normally do is drop into that left centre back pocket. And again, he could spray the ball there, but actually let Gabriel do that because Gabriel's got great passing range. Um, Here we go. So this is directly after we've won the ball back. So Gabriel was finding himself in that pocket a lot of times when the others were playing. And yeah, Shaka's sat in like a centre back at that stage, but he's won the ball back. We've recycled it. We've kept the pressure on. And do you know what that clip then leads to?
That was elite too.
The Saka hitting the post.
That one when he
So
cut inside. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so it just shows by winning the ball high time. So that's why it's not all of it. But Tierney then goes back to centre back. Shaka drops in, which allows Gabriel to come out with the ball a bit higher. He then
Hmm.
switches play, as we see here. And then Partey's now higher up. There's a 1-2 with Partey and Saka. Saka cuts in, hits the post. And it's just those little things which make such a difference. Southampton couldn't get out. Um, and as you said, you don't have to be the best football player. Just by your starting position makes a big difference.
For sure.
Um, right, so we're going to get to some comments now quickly because I can see a whole lot in there.
They're
And I
going
guarantee a
nuts,
lot of people got a
mate.
lot to say. So let me stop
They're like,
sharing this screen. We're going to get the comments up. Um, right, here we go. Let's go through. I haven't seen what these comments are saying, to be fair. So we're going to come back to this. Right, see where we start off. Now, your son, I mean, obviously, Arteta watches the show. We've seen him in the comments before. The build up for Gunner King's goal. Arteta is trying to play out from the back. We will get to that goal as well.
yeah.
Gunner King's in the comments. He says, obviously, my goal was sick. Amandi, good evening, brother. Good evening. So, big respect to the guys. Salute the performance and the goal. Maya Candy goal of the weekend. Appreciate it. We are going to get to that goal. And we're going to look at it a bit different than everyone else looks at it. Uh, what's Harry Kane saying? Abba is not the right man to captain. Put Xhaka or right as captain. I don't know about this Xhaka talk, but you're entitled
Xhaka,
to your opinion.
hey, calm down, Harry.
Gunnar King saying Abba should never have been given the armband. We're not even going to entertain this Abba talk at the moment. We're going to leave that be. We're going to keep it as a positive. Amandi's giving us deep and brilliant tactical breakdown.
As
Gunnar,
always, from the Gumsa.
trust me. Gunnar King says Xhaka has and always will be a playmaker, a deeper line. When the common misconception that means you are good defensively, Pirlo is not the best defensively. Yeah, but what we're seeing in these videos is Xhaka getting up higher at the pitch. Vidal and Pogba gave the ball to Pirlo to spray. Yeah, very true. In the midfield three,
Xhaka ain't no
similar.
Pirlo, though. But yeah, I
That
hear
is the
you.
truth. Xhaka could, he strong all around the box the balls flanking him. Xhaka could bang. We'll soon see. We'll soon see. But what he's saying is true in this one. If we play a 4-3-3 like that, we sacrifice a 10.
It's not worth it for Xhaka.
And your son's saying Gabriel's the regen of Thiago Silva. So some comments there. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I wouldn't sacrifice the number 10. I think that's
Not for
we need
Xhaka,
that.
anyway.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. So right, we're gonna move on to the next one. and we're going to show a video first before we move into the stills. All right. So I'm bearing in mind I'm conscious of time because I know Gunner King Court's on shortly, so we're rolling through quick today. But I'm going to show the video first. Right. And then I'm going to explain why I'm showing that video. So Granit Xhaka moves into that left back position, and watch Gabriel's body language and watch Gabriel's hand. Yeah, so you see he's pointing to Xhaka to say, get in there, stop, like, get out my channel, get in there. Right, we're going to move on. And this is where the tactical side comes in, and this is where the brilliance, the genius of my vision
Arteta
comes in.
ball,
Yeah, so you see the top image here. I'm not too sure how well you guys, I hope you guys can see it well. Ward Prowse, in the video, he's nowhere near Xhaka when Xhaka's in that channel. So Ward Prowse now screening Lacazette, because Xhaka's now engaged Ward-Prowse. So Ward-Prowse has kind of stepped forward 5-10 yards. So he was screening Lacazette here, and he stepped forward because he's seen Xhaka and thought, right, they're going to play through him. I'm going to get close. In this end of the box here, you might not be able to see him, and that's Redmond, who's with Tierney. Now, for me, if Xhaka stays in that pocket there,
We
Redmond now
can't
can
see
half and
anything yet,
half.
Gumsa. We can't see
Oh, can you
anything
not
yet.
see it? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just there waffling. Hold on. Hold up. I'm so sorry. I ain't clicked the final button yet. Right, let me hit share screen again. I'm there talking.
Yeah,
You
I
could
was
have stopped me
thinking,
half
what's
an
going
hour
on?
ago.
I was thinking, am I missing something here, mate?
Ah, dear. Right. Tell me when you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it now.
All right, perfect. So we got this square box here. So in the video, you didn't see Ward-Prowse because Xhaka was playing like the left back as he does. Gabriel moved him. So he's now gone into midfield, and Ward-Prowse has now stepped up on him a bit. So before, Ward-Prowse was screening Lacazette, whereas Ward-Prowse is now engaged with Xhaka, because most teams now are trying to play Arsenal because they know we want to play out from the back.
Yeah.
Also, you'll see Redmond here, right at the top of the square, who's with Tierney. Now, if Xhaka plays in that area where the referee is, the linesman, sorry, I feel Redmond can half and half it. So Ward-Prowse doesn't have to kind of leave that area. He can stay screening. But Gabriel moving Xhaka in here means Ward-Prowse has to engage. So if we move on, obviously we play out. It goes to Ramsdale, it goes to White, which goes to Partey, which goes to Tomiyasu. Now, if you look at Ward-Prowse, he's now leaving Xhaka, and he knows I've got to get across because my centre midfield partner's gone and pressed Partey here. Now I've got to get across to look at Odegaard. And again, we move down to this screen here. Look at the distance he's got to make up. So we move on. We've seen the goal is brilliant. Tomiyasu into Saka. Saka then bombs down the wing. Cut back to Lacazette. Now I want to see here. First of all, fair play to Ward-Prowse, because look at the ground he's made up from this picture here to here. Made up great ground. But the goal scorer was the man he was screening. So if Xhaka doesn't engage Ward-Prowse here, Ward-Prowse never leaves Lacazette, which means that cutback he might be in and around. It makes it more difficult. But by Xhaka engaging here, it means Ward-Prowse now has to see danger here, and now it leaves Lacazette open.
Leaving Lacazette exposed, yeah.
It's madness how just a 5-yard move just makes such a difference.
A little bit of an instruction from Gabriel changed the thing.
The whole dynamic, yeah. So, and again, if you look where Redmond is now, he's had to track in. He's still with Tierney, whereas before he probably, do you know what I mean? He might have been in a different position. So, I do think this is very much tactical. Again, you can see by Gabriel where he's signalling to Xhaka, and again, it's all about moving players around to create space for you to exploit. And I just, like you said, you don't always see it when you first watch it, but when you watch it back, you start seeing different things. And I definitely feel that again is intentional. And it also creates space for other players to go and operate in. So, what's your thoughts on that?
100%. But I think the nucleus of that move as well as Gabriel's telling what's it called, Xhaka to move into a better position. If we don't have Ramsdale as a goalkeeper, that tactic is impossible. That situation there is impossible.
Yeah.
Because he just provides a new dimension to our defense and our attack. And he's clearly tactically aware. So he shows for the ball when there's nothing else going forward. He'll make the decision himself. Like if I need to go long, I need to go long. I'll drop back to provide the opportunity for you to pass to me, and he makes the move for me.
Yeah,
Obviously, great decision making by Gabriel getting Xhaka to move up into a better position, but for me, Ramsdale makes that goal
yeah, definitely. Just
personally.
having that confidence to actually go into him, um, and him just taking the ball under that bit of pressure. So I do agree with you. Ramsdale's very vital to this. And again, the rest of the boys being comfortable on the ball. But what we're doing, I'm just going to show the video again now, just so what I was saying about all the Ward-Prowse situation earlier. We're just going to bring it up again. So it means you don't see Ward-Prowse, but just that there, just enough to engage him. And Jordan always says it: when one goes, the rest has to follow. So
Facts, big
the ball
facts.
into Partey, the striker then went and pressed Ramsdale, which starts the whole thing. And again, it's just that confidence to be able to trust your back line to be able to play through it. So yeah, that was quite impressive from me. Not from me, from Arsenal. I was quite impressed with it. Um, but yeah, we're
Your
going to
tactical analysis of it was quite impressive too, Gam. Give
thank you very
yourself some
much.
props.
But from that, I definitely feel Arteta's been watching because yeah, there was a big difference in how we played, how we set up, how we moved the ball. And again, this them starting positions. We spoke about it, and again, if you watched the end of last week's show, I showed videos of Maitland-Niles winning the ball in that same area that Xhaka was winning it. And again, it's showing the intent. Xhaka playing 10 yards higher just shows an attacking intent. Now, one thing I will say, I don't know if that's a home and away thing, and that will be interesting to see in our next few games because the Everton
Mm.
game was away, so was we more reserved? The Southampton game was at home, so was we more expansive? So um, do you feel this is something we should kind of deploy in home and away games?
100%, 100%, man. Like, and we need because we need consistency in our play, if anything, and that's something that we don't have. So, to replicate these things both home and away, it will reduce those situations where we switch off. I think if we take this
Mm,
approach going forward.
yeah, yeah, definitely. You need to be all hands, I mean, all firing. I was
Yeah.
watching, I think it was, I can't remember what show it was, but they were saying about Man United's new manager's approach and is it 6 second rule to win the ball back or 8 seconds or something like that. Like whenever they lose the ball, they got 6 to 8 seconds to win the ball back. Um, so again, you just make it hard for opposition. Whereas we was very much, oh, once they got it, let's sit in a bit of shape. Let's be hard to
Hmm.
break down. Whereas what I saw against Southampton was front foot pressing. Let's go and win the ball back, and then we could sustain the attack. And again, we've been under that scrutiny against Liverpool, City, where it's very hard to then play out from that because every time you
Yeah.
get the ball, you almost give it away again because you have no time to build your attack up. So yeah, I'm hoping we stay on the front foot and hopefully we do the same to West Ham and actually play on the front foot. Um,
And another reason is I don't believe our midfield currently is strong enough to sit back and
yeah,
withstand the pressure and not concede a silly goals like we've been doing. If we had a better midfield, or if our midfield performed to the capacity that their qualities show, then it would be a different situation. But as you've seen in the United and the Everton game and the Palace game, that we can't withstand that pressure if we take our foot off the gas. So what we did
100%.
against Southampton after from 20 minutes going forward, I believe that is the approach we need to take, and we need to be ruthless like we were in that period where we scored two quick goals in quick succession. We need
Definitely,
more of that.
definitely, definitely. I agree with that. Sorry, 1 second there. Just trying to find the next clip. In fact, let's get to some comments first. So DWTT, don't waste the tweet. He's saying good evening, Gumsa and guests. And if
I'm
he
not
doesn't know who you are,
and
he's not a
guest.
guest. He's
Like,
the main
hey,
man.
hey, and guest, you know.
Gunner King saying for real, he agreeing with everything we're saying right now. Um, Gunner King said, "This is what I said in my Twitter thread. We got the back line in next stop, midfield and attack." And I agree. I think it's maybe one in midfield. I do think we will see a better Partey. I think again it could just be confidence, bit of form, but or even knowing how to use him a bit better.
For sure.
Your
Did you
son
see his
saying,
interview?
was that sorry?
Partey's interview. Did you see the
Nah,
Partey
no,
interview?
I didn't watch it. You know, I heard he said he's playing. He gives himself was it a 3 or 4 out of 10 so
Yeah,
far?
4 out of 10, and I respect that he knows his game is not at the level it should be. I respect that. But he needs to
Mm,
stop eating fish and chips and get back on the jollof rice and
yeah, hard.
the
He's that
fufu,
hard
bro.
food boy.
That's it. Yeah, man. That's it.
um, question for you from your son: would you take Belotti and Milik for both of them?
Definitely not Belotti. I think that ship sailed about 4 years ago when he was in some peak form. But
Yeah.
Milik, I'm not sure. I'm not sure because the reason is I'm not sure about Milik is we need a main man, and I don't think he's the main man to lead the line. He's
Nah,
someone that would be a good second striker, I think. But
he's very physical, isn't he?
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and
But I
again, we'll give
prefer
you
Vlahovic.
a
So
plan B. Yeah, I think Vlahovic is the man in it, really. But hopefully we can get that done. But who knows? The thing is, I don't hear no one else really going for him unless they're waiting for him in the summer. So I'm hoping Arsenal just go mad in January and just go all out for him. Because if
yeah,
you wait till summer, you're not getting him unless you get top four. So
facts.
yeah, something the deal's there to be done, I reckon. And I think the Fiorentina guys come out and said, "Don't talk unless you're talking 70 mil." So
Jeez.
you know what it is. Just go and put it up. Um, DWTT's back. He says, "Sorry, couldn't read the name. It was tiny on my screen." The fact that you don't know who he is surprising to me because this guy is like royalty in this place. He's like Prince Akeem out here.
All
You get me? He's got his face on his own money out here, bro. But yeah,
right.
DWTT. If you don't know, this is the Nigerian Englishman. He's from One Touch TV and he's a regular on the Armoury
Big up
TV as well. So
DWTT.
yeah,
Come check
he's
me
got
out.
always got good energy, good vibes. And if you're into music, he plays some bangers at the start of most shows. He just didn't respect my
Always.
show today to bring a tune for me, but I might allow him because he's graced me with his presence, so that's good enough for me. But yeah,
Forgive me,
he's here.
forgive me. I'll be back with a vengeance next week. Don't worry.
And yeah, his son's the Nigerian Englishman son who's always in the comments. He's wild. So yeah. Um, Canon FC said West Ham are having a good second season, but we are Arsenal FC on Wednesday. We need to show them we are the biggest club in London. In done talk. So yeah, I agree with that. We can't hold back. Like we've seen when we play
Facts.
passive, we don't play well. It's very rarely do we win when we play negative football. We got to go at them. We got to go for them, and we've got enough to beat most teams in the Prem. So West Ham should be no different. It will be a hard game, and it's not being overconfident or arrogant, but we are Arsenal. We need to be going and attacking these teams, especially at home as well. Um,
Exactly, man. And I think they've got the second best home record in the league
yeah,
right
yes,
now.
nothing to be scared
Surprising,
of.
but
And
we have
you're
it.
right. Your son's right. They have, I think, Zuma's out injured. Um,
Yeah,
so
Agbono's injured as well, I heard.
yeah, so yeah, we got to
And
go at them.
Cresswell's a doubt. So that's
It's not
basically
going.
their whole back line, to be honest. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
shouldn't be intimidated. Even if those players were playing, we're Arsenal Football Club, we should be intimidated by no one in London, even Chelsea.
I hear that. I hear that. So yeah, we was obviously on the stream earlier. What would be your 11 for Wednesday? Just coming. I know we're off subject, but let's just go for it.
My 11 would be the same as Saturday minus Xhaka for Lakonga.
Yeah, you take him
Yeah,
out.
that's what personally. Yeah, like you see me. Yeah, I don't want to wait for a Xhaka howler for them to start being on him. I don't want to wait for that
Yeah.
situation. I want us to he's managed to get through these two games. Put him on the bench. If we need to, I'm sure we're going to need him because of how many games we're playing in such quick succession.
Mm,
But for me, Lakonga for Xhaka, everything else stays the same. I don't think we need to risk a Smith Rowe. Like if we need him second half, we can put him in there. But
yeah,
yeah, same 11 bar Xhaka.
I
What
hear
about
that.
you?
I hear that. Um, I I think Xhaka. You know my thoughts on him, but I feel he starts. Like regardless how I
Wow,
feel, I think he's gonna start. I don't think we're
wow.
gonna see a difference there. Um,
Well, if you
and
were picking the team, would you pick him?
no, he wouldn't because he wouldn't
I
have
want to
played
hear
on
you
Sat.
say
Yeah, he wouldn't have played on Saturday, so I wouldn't have seen him have a
it.
good game. So he wouldn't be in the team again. But do you know what, again, even on the game, I thought he didn't do nothing great. Like when we played Everton, I saw a lot of people like saying Xhaka, 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 and I was like, didn't see it. Whereas this game, watching it back, I actually did see a level of improvement. And again, that was
Don't
just
get
starting
me.
position made a big
But
difference.
he was still doing Xhaka things,
He
giving
was
the
still doing
ball
Xhaka
away,
things.
making So for me, I'm done with him. I'm done with that leadership style. I'm done with him
Yeah,
dropping into the left back role and how he normally does. Like even though he didn't really do it as much because of Gabriel forced him not to in the last
yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah.
Like he didn't have to force Lokonga to move. Lokonga was already making them runs there already. Yeah.
I
So
hear you. I hear you. Do you know what? There was a clip of Lokonga I'll try to get, but I just ran out of time to clip it. But that did show me the difference between like him and Xhaka. Just West way he wants the ball. Like he was just there was literally like 6 seconds. He just moved from like three positions because he was just trying to search to get the ball. And I was just like, that is the difference of someone who just wants to play on the ball all times. But I just feel because of the physical presence, West Ham have the best numbers for scoring from corners. We're second. So I think just things like that, I think is why Xhaka will get a nod in this game.
Mm.
But yeah, just hit the comments because we got a few in there. DWTT saying he doesn't want to get your name wrong, so his apologies. It's all love, brother. Arsenal have to attack that back line, maybe an assist or two for Ramsdale. I agree. He
Mm.
almost got one the other day, didn't he, with the pass to
Should have.
Martinelli. So heavy pepper for them. Cannon FC.
100.
Silver Fox is on to me. Preview part 2. Done though.
It's all Arsenal, mate. It's all Arsenal.
Your guy, Mr. Our own version of Ramsdale's in the chat. What's cooking? Good
Big up,
looking. We're all
Aaron.
good out here, bruv. We're all
He's
good.
getting all the girls now, James, man.
Trust me, Ramsdale's doing wonders, mate. Best wingman ever. Definitely would like to see Xhaka on the bench. He wants to free up Sambi. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But I just think it's one of the games because of their midfield. And again, I'm not saying we should be looking at other teams before we pick our team, but I just see that power, the strength they got in there.
Like that's
Ooh,
do you know
James
what?
has put a flip on it. He said Xhaka and Sambi.
Look, I hear him because of Partey's current form. I hear him, but you're asking me Partey or Xhaka. I'm always gonna pick Partey, man, regardless.
Yeah,
That's what I hear you though, James. I hear it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. James is saying Partey needs to be dropped. He has had a bad season, but I think after they came through that win with a 3-0, that it's very hard to drop anyone. And that's the same with Smith Rowe and Martinelli, isn't it? It's very hard now to drop any of those 11, just for sheer fact we've won 3-0. Your son's changed his viewpoint on Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So do you think he's good or bad now? So I'm sure he'll be in the comments to let us know what he thinks. And Silver Fox said he'd be starting Vieira.
Mate, did you see that? I don't know if you saw the tweet, Javi, because I think Barca dropped more points.
Oh, as he said, he's still Barca's best midfielder.
Yeah, bro, that one got me. And
That had me busted up. That did have me busted. But yeah, but we're gonna wrap the show up there. It's a quick half an hour hit. Hold on, we got a couple more comments. Wait there. James is back. Hold on. If I don't see levels from Partey, then he needs to be out. Yeah, I think he's got one. Maybe we give him one more. And this is a big test for him against Souček and Declan Rice. This is where we really see where he's at.
For sure.
Partey was quiet versus Southampton, not poor, just quiet. We need more. But again, if his role now is to be more of the holder, and we almost let the other midfielder bomb on a bit, it might make his job a bit. And you've been saying that for a while. He's been asked to do too much. Wait, the comments are just going crazy all of a sudden. James is saying Arteta needs to be ruthless. DWTT saying great show, have a good night. I agree. Here we go. Shamir Ahmed, good evening, sir. Welcome.
Up, Shamir.
Put Sambi in for Xhaka for Wednesday's game and keep the rest. Key to winning is control of centre midfield. They have Declan Rice and Souček who have capability to dominate.
That is the key.
Yeah, don't think you're not wrong at all in what you're saying. And the more you're saying it, the more I'm actually changing my mind and saying, actually, we need to stop being so negative and thinking, oh, he's big, we need to put someone big, and actually, let's dominate the ball. So yeah, let's have a look. Who else we got? James, he's good. We have Tav and Tierney giving in crosses, and his aerial ability is brilliant. Oh, he's talking about Calvert-Lewin. Tony started the Thomas Partey talk. James is saying to your son, he's glad he's seen the light. Here we go, Mr. Change from a number 10 to 3 midfield versus Souček and Rice. We should consider all three.
Brother.
And he's being serious.
There's no way we're considering that, bro. No freaking way.
Your son
I think we tried it once last season with that Spanish guy and Xhaka. And
we're not saying his name out loud now.
We're not saying his name out loud. He's banned from the channel.
You know you're on my show, you got to say his name. But God is saying creativity can come from the width. So he wants a more solid approach in the middle, and there's creativity in the width. So
we ain't Liverpool, bro.
We'll soon see. He also thinks Souček and Rice will dominate Partey and Xhaka.
I hope he's wrong, but
yeah,
it's something that I could potentially see how they've been playing. So
yeah, here's a good one. Does ESR really sit this one out?
Who do you replace him for, DWTT? Who's he coming for right now after that 3-0 win at home, bro?
Yeah, and do you know also what I think as well? Just in terms of sheer pace, I think he should start. Like, I look at Odegaard, Saka's not the quickest, and ESR, they're all very, and like I said, they're all quite similar pace, aren't they? Like
Martinelli's quick, bro. He's rapid.
Martinelli's just got that directness, which could come in handy in this game. Like, so yeah, and I think he's done nothing wrong in the last few weeks to be dropped out. So if ESR's to start, it's hard because Odegaard's in good goal scoring form. But for me, it'd be him who has
Exactly.
to come out. Like, I
But
would
you
leave,
can't drop him right now.
not when
But
he's got 3 and 3.
I even like the fact that Smith Rowe has to chop bench for a bit, even though he's
Yeah,
probably been our standout player this season. Actually, no, Tomiyasu and Ramsdale have, but
yeah, I think
he's
they
been
have
one of
to.
our standout players for sure. But I don't mind certain man just like you can still be on the bench. You might have number 10 in the back of your shirt, but you can chop
Yeah.
bench, brother. I
Same as
like
your
that,
captain,
man.
isn't it? Like when people keep saying
Exactly.
about Abbo, if the captain's a good captain, don't matter if he's riding bench. Whereas Morgan was captain of Leicester for like 2 years and didn't play about 5 games,
See
and
what I'm
Casper just
saying?
deputizes, but actually he's club captain. So yeah, that for me, I think Martinelli deserves to start. He's had it too often where he's playing well, then someone comes back from injury and he's dropped. He's the one that makes
Yeah.
way. So actually, you got to let him have a run now. He's grabbed the shirt and he's doing what he needs to do in it. So yeah, Smith Rowe might have to sit bench. And as I said earlier on the preview show, actually it could be a case of let Smith Rowe play with bench, and if we need more creativity, then he comes on and could play almost centre mid, and either Jacques or Partey comes off and he plays that box to boxy kind of role and can start attacks from deeper if
For
we're
sure.
losing. But again, if we're winning, he might have to do another 90 on the bench if there's nothing to change. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Keep him
we'll see
fresh,
what.
man.
Yeah, for real. Let's see what else we got in the comments. There is nothing wrong with that, and again, I don't need to be defensive. Trying it with 3 different players does not mean it won't work with the 3 different players. Yeah, we'll see. I can't see it. I think Odegaard will play, but
Nah. Hmm.
and James is agreeing Odegaard won't get dropped. DCO is dreadful. Leave DC. If DCO is dreadful, I wonder what Abba is right now. I see you. ESR could potentially change the game if need be. Yes, it's a good option to have on the bench.
Facts.
Chelsea and Liverpool defensive with midfield three. I don't think Chelsea play with a midfield three.
No, but
Um,
what I said, we're not them though. We don't have the same quality of midfield three as those two sides. That's why I'm not
yeah,
confident about it.
yeah. These are getting on rude. Aubameyang's a
I said
Gabonese
I
Sanogo.
tried to
That's
ignore that
bad.
one, man.
That's bad. That's bad.
Look,
As
what
in,
I
don't
will say
disrespect
about
Sanogo.
Abba, right, is like if he went to a city in January, he'll score 15 goals this season.
Yeah,
Because all he's going to be asked to do is not be a captain anymore, just getting them on the end of like Sterling, Grealish, Silva, Foden. Do you get what I'm saying? I think that could happen. I
mm.
think his time just might be up at a team like Arsenal, like and the way we play. But in like a City or even like an AC Milan in Serie A, man, he could
You do a
still
bit.
do
Yeah,
a
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I
I just
just
think,
don't think he's for us anymore,
yeah, for how we're
unfortunately.
playing and that, I just don't think he
Yeah.
suits it. But yeah, on that, guys, we are going to wrap up the show. Just going to give you a quick recap of what we spoke about today. So obviously go back and watch it. But if you didn't watch it or you ain't got the energy to do that, I'm going to show you the quick videos. We want to see less of what we saw against Everton. We want to see more of this because Granit Xhaka is starting tomorrow on Wednesday. Nice and high. Look how high he is. Nice and high, Granit. Engage them midfielders. Nice and high and leave Odegaard with some space. Also, we want to see more.
Like that, Xhaka. We like that.
And
That
also,
version
as
of
we
him.
said, get out of Gabriel's way.
When he
There
can
we go.
produce shit like that. Love
Yeah,
it.
because he can do it. He can do it. Lovely. And Gabriel, just keep leading from the back, please. Put him where you want him and let us play. Get him out your space, son.
That's it, man.
And that's the leadership qualities we need to see. But
Exactly.
on that note, we're going to wrap up. Guys, make sure you keep liking, commenting, subscribing. In 10 minutes, Gunner King Court's going to be started. So quickly go and get a drink. Go and get some snacks because it's going to be a great show. Tomorrow you have Gunslingers, and then we have obviously the Arsenal game and the reaction to that as well. So guys, it's been a great show. Thank you very much, Nigerian. Pleasure having you back on, and I'm going to
Always a
see you
pleasure, bro.
soon. And guys, enjoy your evenings. Take care.